Namo Namo Buddho Divakaraya. Namo Namo Gautama Chandrikaya. Namo Namo Ananta Guna Naraya. Namo Namo Shakyanandanaya. I bow down to the Lord Buddha, who is luminous, like the blazing sun, and soothing, like the moon. I bow down to Buddha, the prince of Shakya dynasty, and a man of infinite divine qualities. His compassion and love for humanity. May Buddha awaken our hearts. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Peace, peace, peace be untold. Today we are observing the Buddha Jayanti, the birthday anniversary of Lord Buddha. Actually, his birthday was last Thursday, Buddha Purnima, full moon. Buddha's birthday is called thrice birthday. The day he was born, the same day he got his illumination. And on the same day, he attained Parinirvana, Mahasamadhi, died. So which is called thrice blessed day. Buddha. It is amazing, when we utter the name of Buddha, we feel good, uplifted, and unspeakable joy. Our feelings for others enhance 100%. A wonderful scene arises in our minds about Buddha. Some shepherds taking a flock of goats, moving very fast toward the king's palace. One of the goats was lame. So the shepherds are beating that goat and said, "Go fast. We'll have to reach there right time, otherwise we will be punished." So Buddha saw it. He asked the shepherds, "Where are you going?" "We are going to the king, because he is going to have a sacrifice. All the goats will be killed there." So Buddha took that lame goat and took on his shoulder and walked with them. He went to the king and said, "Oh, king, why are you doing this sacrifice, killing these animals?" "Well, our scripture says, if I have that sacrifice, I shall go to heaven." "Well," Buddha said, "by killing a goat, if you go to heaven, kill me. Then you will get a better heaven. Killing an animal, if you go to heaven, and killing me, you will get a better heaven. Kill me." There was an argument. The priests, the Brahmins, could not argue with him. All animal killings were stopped in India. What he taught? Ahimsa, non-violence. Hatred cannot be conquered by hatred. Hatred can be conquered only by love. This is the law, Buddha said. Very interesting, Buddha's life. 6th century BC was remarkable for the spiritual unrest and intellectual ferment in many countries of the world. 6th century BC. Buddha was born 560 BC. In China, we find Lao Tzu and Confucius. In Iran, Zarathustra. In Greece, we find Parmenides and Empedocles. In India, Mahavira, who started Jainism, and Buddha, who started Buddhism. As I say sometimes, Jesus was a Jew, but started a new religion, Christianity. Buddha was a Hindu, but started Buddhism. Same thing came Jainism. Buddha. The main events of Buddha are well known. Very interesting. Another interesting thing we find in Buddha's life, he was born under a tree in Lumbini Garden. His mother, Maya, was pregnant, had liver pain on the way, gave birth under a tree in that garden. His illumination also took place under the Bo tree in Goa. I remember I went there in 1982. The abbot, Bhikshu Jagat Jyoti, his name, our friend, showed me around. I told him, the present Bo tree, tell me about the history. But Swami, the original Bo tree, think of that, 2,500 years ago, that tree was destroyed by the British. But one of the branches, that original tree, was taken to Anuradhapuram in Sri Lanka. And this present tree is a branch of that Anuradhapuram tree. So this is the third generation. The present Bo tree, you see. Very amazing. That tree. Buddha was born, but his mother died within 7 days. So his stepmother, Mahaprajapati Gautami, raised him. At that time, Buddha's father asked, we want a name of our son. So their guru, named Ashita, sage Ashita, came and said, the name of your son is Siddhartha. Accomplished. Everything is accomplished in this life. Siddho Artho. The purpose of his life is accomplished. But seeing that new child, when Buddha's father said, my child is now sleeping. Oh, no. The child never sleeps. He is ever awakened. He is Buddha. Then the sage began to cry. The king said, why are you crying? Your son, will play a great play, a divine play in this world, but I shall not live long. What do you see in my son? The king asked. Either he would be a great emperor or be a great sannyasin, a monk. He will renounce everything. The king was very concerned because he was the only son who will inherit in his throne. So he started to train this boy. He learned 64 kinds of called lipi. Lipi means, I don't know, Magad lipi, Bongo lipi, Bohu Rakum lipi. Samast literature, this and that. The king was concerned. How can I trap my son so that he would not be a monk? He was 16 years old. Arranged his marriage. Name of that girl was Gopal. Very wonderful, that marriage. 10 years, 16 to 26. He enjoyed life in this world. Had a son named Rahul. The king was thinking, I shall arrange all kinds of enjoyment for my son. So he built 3 palaces, one for summer, one for rainy season, one for winter. And he had 24 nurses. My goodness. And 8 people would take care of his food, 8 people will play with him. Anyhow, all kinds of enjoyments he arranged. Swamiji sometimes used to say, you people say, I have renounced, I have renounced. What do you have? Buddha's renunciation is praiseworthy. He is a prince. He has wife, child, everything one can think of. His renunciation is praiseworthy. As you know, the famous story, he went out one day and first day he saw a person was shivering and walking and tottering. He asked his guide, who is he? Oh, that person is suffering from fever. Does everybody suffer from fever? Oh, yes, sometimes or other. People suffer from fever, various kinds of ailments, disease. Another day he saw an old man walking. Who is he? He's an old man. Everybody becomes old? Oh yes, everybody becomes old. Another day he saw that some people are carrying a dead body for cremation. Who is he? Well, he is dead. They are going to cremate him. Everybody dies? Of course everybody dies. Another day he saw a monk walking through the street. Who is he? Well, he is a monk, a great renouncer. Bas. These 4 scenes changed his life. He was thinking to renounce. That is a beautiful section of Buddha's life. They call it Abhinishkraman, the great departure. He went at midnight, asked his driver to keep the horse carriage outside the palace. He went, he saw his wife was sleeping, checking the baby. He moved the little drapes and looked at his wife and son, pulled the drapes, left. Then his driver was asking, oh, Prince, Why are you leaving? I want to find out a way so that a person can be immortal, will not die, will not suffer. All kinds of miseries must go. That I want to find out. But that is uncertain. Of course it is uncertain. Your throne, your father, your wife, your son, your money, all this wealth, they are certain. Correct? Of course. And you are chasing something which is uncertain, that is nirvana. Chandak, listen, I must explore the whole spectrum of human life. He left. Abhinishkraman. He went to R.R. Kalam and Shabak. He had 300, they are great Vedanta teachers, learned Vedanta. Then he went to Rajagriha, and there also he learned some scriptures. Then what next? He went to Gaya. He was practicing so much austerity, so he became emaciated, only skin and bone. People would think perhaps he is a ghoul, ghost. Some shepherd boys would throw stones at him. One day, he went to take bath in the Niranjana river. After bath, he fell down. He fell down by the side of on the shore. A village girl saw it from a distance. He saw a magician. He immediately went to his home, she owned, and she made some rice pudding and brought to Buddha and fed him and brought back life to him. Then Buddha realized torturing the body, one cannot attain illumination. I shall follow the middle path, Madhyam Pantha. What is Madhyam Pantha? Not too much luxury, not too much austerity, in between. He gave a beautiful illustration. Here is a veena, string instrument. If you make it too tight, you will not get the right sound. If it is loose, you will not get the right sound. It should be tuned properly. That's it. Killing the body, you cannot killing your desire, which is responsible for all these problems. So he started to practice that thing and attain illumination. Very interesting Buddha's life. I remember that abbot of Bodh Gaya told me, after illumination, 49 days he moved around the Bodh tree. Shall I share my experience to humanity or not? Mara came, the Shaitan. Like Christianity, there is a Satan. Same thing in Buddhism, they call it Mara. Mara came and said, don't share, enjoy yourself. Now, he decided, I must share it with others. So, where will you go? Benares. Many of you might have seen Saranath. They call it Mrigodabo, GR Park. I visited many times. Holy Mother visited, Swamiji visited. Benares was the seat of learning, Indian culture, religion, philosophy, are very much connected in Benares. So Buddha started. Buddha says the society is stagnating. Stagnation. Stagnation means death. Expansion is life. Contraction is death. So I must destroy this stagnation. How? By wheel of my eightfold path. He was just like a scientist. There is misery, no doubt about it. All human beings are tormented by three kinds of miseries. Adhyatmika, Adhibhautika, Adhidaivika. Adhyatmika means the disease, the suffering which is connected with the body and the mind. That is called Adhyatmika. Second, Adhibhautika, the suffering which comes from others, beings, or many other things. Third, Adhidaivika, unseen, unpredictable, like tornado, hurricane, like earthquake, unpredictable. So these three kinds of miseries which we suffer. All religions try to teach how to get rid of misery. That is the goal. Ajnana nivritti, Paramananda prapti. Cessation of suffering, misery, ignorance, and attaining bliss. That is the goal of all religion. So Buddha started to preach. What did Buddha preach? Some very amazing, you know. Buddha taught the moral and ethical aspects of Vedanta. Swamiji said, no doctrine, no dogma, no ritual, no God. Very good. Then what shall I do? Be good, do good. Be good and do good. Be moral, be ethical. And bahujana hitaya, bahujana sukhaya. Lead your life for the good of many, for the welfare of all. During the time of Buddha, India was full of monasteries and the convents. Buddha says, I came to fulfill, not to destroy. But do you know, Hindus are very intelligent and tactful. What did they do? They made Buddha one of their avatars and just absorbed Buddhism. In the Jayadeva, in Ashtapadi, of the Gita Govinda, he refers this verse. Nindasi yaggi videir ahoha sutijatam sadaya ridaya durshita poshughatam keshavadhrita buddha sharira jai jagadisha hari jai jagadisha hari. We have 10 avatars, made Buddha one of them. The Buddha does not condemn the whole Shruti, but that part of the which. Anyhow, O you, the merciful heart, denounce the Veda, where the slaughter of cattle is taught. O Keshava, you, in the form of Buddha, victory to you. Hari, Lord of the world. Very interesting. You know, when Christian people, they try to convert Hindus, they say, well, we do not have a problem. We have so many gods and goddesses, so many avatars, we can make Christ, who is one of the Hindu avatar, and we can absorb Christianity. Very interesting. Buddha was a rebel against all this narrowness, superstition. He didn't care too much about God. Why? God is not necessary. But do you know what happened? After his death, his disciples made him God. Why God is not necessary? Buddha told it in the Milinda Prasna, in the Greek king emperor. He said, somebody threw an arrow on you. At that time, what do you do? Will you say, well, what is this arrow? Who threw it? From how many distance? What is the element of this arrow? Is it steel or some other metal? Or does it have any poison? Do you discuss these things when you are struck by an arrow? You must remove the arrow immediately. That I teach. Why God is God, this philosophy? Just be simple. Remove this arrow. That is my philosophy. Dukkha, misery must go. Amazing Buddha's philosophy. Buddhism did not start as a new and independent religion. It was an offshoot of the more ancient faith of the Hindus, perhaps a schism or heresy. While on the fundamentals of metaphysics and ethics, the Buddha agreed that the faith he inherited, he protested against certain practices which are in vogue at the time. He refused to acquiesce in the Vedic ceremonialism. Ceremonies. During the time, you will have to understand the philosophy of Hindu, in 6 types of philosophy in India. In the Vedas, Purva Mimamsa, Uttar Mimamsa. The first part is called rituals, worship gods and goddesses. Second part is philosophy, Vedanta, that we teach. We do not teach ritual. We teach the philosophical aspect of Vedanta in the West. Philosophy. What is that philosophy? Atmanam vidhi, know thyself. You are the Atman. But you forgot it. Regain your lost empire. How? They gave a beautiful example. That lady has a necklace, but it is covered with her blouse. And she wants to go to a party. And she is searching her necklace. Where is my necklace? Where is my necklace? Where is my necklace? Her friend is waiting in the living room. She says, what are you looking for? But I am searching my necklace. Hurry! I see it is there. Immediately she puts her hand and finds a necklace there, so she is happy. That is the truth we teach. As Jesus also says, the kingdom of heaven is within you. That God, Brahman, is within you. How to go inside. How to experience the self. That Buddha also taught, Atmadipa Bhava. Light your own lamp. When Buddha was dying, he was departing talk to his monks. Even so have I, monks, seen an ancient way, an ancient road, followed by the wholly awakened ones of olden times. Along that have I gone, and the matters that I have come to know fully as I was going along it. I have told to the monks, nuns, men and women, lay followers, even monks and the Brahma fearing, Brahmacharya and his prosperous flourishing, Why just pray? In short, well made manifest for gods and men. Then he told, he was telling Ananda, do not weep, I am going to die. Do not despair, Ananda. From all that he loves, man must part. How could it be that what is born, what is subject to instability, should not pass? Maybe you are thinking we have no longer a master. That must not be. O Ananda, the doctrine I have preached to you is your master. Verily I say unto you, now, O monks, all things are perishable. Work out your deliverance and earnestness. Do you know what? In spiritual life, you need a teacher, you need a guru. So when Buddha said, when Ananda said that who will teach us? My Vinaya, the teachings, the rules I gave to the monks, they will teach you. You know, the teachings of Buddha, teachings of Christ, teachings of Krishna, Ramakrishna, they are eternal. They do not become old because they are truth. Truth never becomes old. Sometimes I say, 2000 years ago, Christ said, blessed are the pure in heart, for they shall see God. Still there, that is the truth. Anyhow, now I shall talk to you a little bit about Dhammapada, teachings of Buddha. That series we have started. I forgot to tell you in the beginning, our topic today was Buddha and his teachings, part 32. Dhammapada is just like Bhagavad Gita or Bible. Bible to the Christians, Bhagavad Gita to the Hindus, Dhammapada to Buddha, or to the Buddhists. It is a beautiful scripture. So I gave 31 talks on this book, and now this 32nd. Each teaching, behind the teaching, there is a background. Why did he say that? Atmavak. 194. Yes. This chapter is called Buddha, the awakened. When a person is awakened, what kind of life he leads in this world. In the Jeta forest, Buddha was seated with his disciples. The question was asked, what is the greatest happiness in this world? Please tell us. Buddha replied, blessed is the birth of the awakened. Blessed is the teaching of the true law. Blessed is concord in the order. Blessed is the austerity of those who live in concord. In this book of Psalm we read, behold how good and pleasant it is for brethren to dwell together in unity. Anyhow. It reminds us the Trisharan mantra of Buddhism. Buddham sharanam gacchami, dharmam sharanam gacchami, sangam sharanam gacchami. We take refuge in Buddha. We take refuge in his organization, and we take refuge his dharma, his teachings. Now, all the great souls, Buddha was telling, all great souls are born for the good of humanity. They have no selfish motive. Vasanta ballaka hitam charanta. When the spring comes, trees and plants and flowers, they bloom automatically. So when a great soul is born, we find that everything is blossoming, arising. You see, always remember, religion declines. Why? Because we do not practice. We become hypocrite. That is, the religion goes down, down, down. It takes 400 to 500 years to go religion down. Read the history. After 500 years, Buddha, after Krishna came Buddha, after Buddha came Jesus. Every 500 years, we see a new avatar, a new spiritual teacher comes to this world. Why? Do you know what happens? When the spirituality goes down, 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 down at the bottom plane, what arises? Materialism. What materialism does? Selfishness, greed, lust, anger. All these things develop. That does not make a person happy. So when religion declines, it takes a lot of time to raise it. Only avatars can have that kind of spiritual strength. Ordinary people cannot do that. Do you know, Swamiji, if you read Swamiji's lecture, My Master in Complete Words, Volume 4, you will find Swamiji is telling the advent of an avatar. How does it work? When the sun shines on a perpendicular, on the Tropic of Cancer, sun shines. What happens? This person becomes very hot. The coolness goes away and heat comes. Then from the west pole and from the north pole and the south pole, cold air comes and fills up. That brings the balance in the atmosphere. We know in St. Louis, when there is a very hot, we know cold air will come from Canada, from the north, and will bring rain and coolness in St. Louis. We know it. As there is an adjustment in the atmosphere, same things we need an atmosphere in the spiritual realm. That's what Swamiji said. That is the way it works. Ordinary people cannot change the tremendous worldly current. We need an avatar. He changes. Look at Christ. Only 3 years, his ministry. That person changed the worldly current and brought his spirituality, religion of love. It is very, very interesting that how it goes. Krishna says, Yad yad acharati seshtas tatta devetarjana sajat pramanam kurite lokasta dunuvartate. Whatever a teacher does, the other people follow and practice. A teacher is a role model. So Buddha says, a person like Buddha and Jesus, Sri Ramakrishna, they are role models to all of us. He also mentioned the dynasty. In our Hindu literature, there is a called Kulam Pavitram Jonani Kritartha Vasundhara Punnavati Chatena Apara Sangvita Sukha Sagarosmin Linam Parai Brahmani Jaisa Cheta. Your family, if one person is illumined, your whole dynasty will be sanctified, blessed. Your 14th generation, 7 generation up, 7 generation down, all will be sanctified. If there is one person in your family is illumined, that our scripture says. It is not Abbas avatar as son. Avatar does not born here and there. They seek very pure parents, very truthful, extremely spiritual. That is the reason we see the birth of Jesus Christ, Virgin Mary, Buddha, Sri Ramakrishna's parents, extremely spiritual, always truthful. A avatar does not go to be born in ordinary people. Avatar's parents are very, very special people. That he said. Another thing I remember, Swami Vivekananda went to Sri Ramakrishna in Kashipur. Master was suffering from cancer. What do you want? I want Nirvikalpa Samadhi, the highest spiritual experience. Sri Ramakrishna says, my goodness, you are so selfish. Shame on you, fie on you. I thought that you will be a great, great banyan tree. Under your shade, people will get peace and joy. And you are seeking your own liberation. Shame, shame. That Sri Ramakrishna said. So these great souls, always remember, in the Bible of humanity, they say, you will have to bathe in this spiritual current of these great souls. Then you will be ever fresh. You will never be bored in your life. Verse 195-96. Buddha and his monks were going from Shravasti to Benares. He found a temple on the way, and the priest was performing the rituals. Buddha told the history of that temple, that one of the previous Buddhas established this temple. Then in that connection he told, 195, 196, he who pays homage to those who are worthy of homage, whether the awakened or their disciples, those who have overcome the host of evils and crossed beyond the stream of sorrow. He who pays homage to such as have found deliverance and are free from fear, his merit cannot be measured by anyone. The teachings of Buddha gives us a religion of hope, as it suggested the possibility of Buddhahood for every human being. Very interesting. You are performing ritual, worship in the temple. Correct? Well, worship the avatar, living gods, bodhisattva. You know, this bodhisattva ideal is so beautiful. Let me give an example, then you can visualize. Here is a man, illumined. He has a boat. He knows what is the other side of the Mississippi River. He takes passenger from here and drives his boat and takes them to the other side of the river. He knows both sides, this world and the other and the next. So bodhisattva means I have attained the supreme bliss. I want you to share with me. I shall take you to the place where you will get that supreme bliss. That is called a bodhisattva ideal. Perhaps you remember that parable of Sri Ramakrishna. He mentioned there is a big wall and there is a ladder. 4 friends went to see what is beyond that wall. The first friend climbed up and saw, ha 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 ha, He laughed and jumped into that other side. Never came back. The second one did the same thing. Third one did the same thing. The fourth one, he saw what is the other side of that wall. Came back and told humanity, look, what is in the other side of the wall? That is Avatar. That is Ramakrishna. He knows what is the other side. So he is asking, who is suffering humanity? Come to me. Look what Jesus said. Those who are heavy laden, come unto me, I shall give you rest. Same thing Sri Ramakrishna said. Those who are heavy laden, come unto me, I shall give you rest. Sri Ramakrishna also said, come, I shall give you peace. I know how to get peace. As I always say, peace and bliss you cannot buy in the snook market or departmental store. That comes from within. That comes through spiritual life. That we teach, that we preach. Another thing, in these verses when Buddha was talking about pilgrimage, tirtha, do you know how many types of pilgrimage one can have? First is called Sthabor Tirtha. Sthabor Tirtha means Jerusalem, a place, Jordan River, to the Christians, Bethlehem, our Haridwar, Rishikesh, Gangotri, Yamunotri, Amarnath, Kedarnath, Badrinath, all these places, this place where the sages practiced austerity, made that place holy, that is called bank of the river, some caves. These are the called immovable holy place, tirtha, pilgrimage, holy place. Second, Jangam Tirtha, movable pilgrimage. Buddha, Christ, Sri Ramakrishna, all illumined souls. If you see them, you will be pure. We go for pilgrimage for what? For purification. When we see that pure atmosphere, we become pure. All pure thoughts come to our minds. There is a condensed spirituality is there. Why? Because many people, through their tears and prayers, through their love, through their devotion, they made that place spiritual. A temple or an image do not make person holy. It is the pilgrims make the place holy. To this, if you see this illumined soul, you will be pure. Another is Manas Tirtha, mental pilgrimage. Truthfulness, forgiveness, self-control, compassion, simplicity, contentment, charity, brahmacharya, austerity, knowledge, patience, truthfulness. If you practice these things, you will be pure. So 3 kinds of pilgrimage we find. Yeah. Somebody was telling, sometimes we see some people criticize the illumined souls, Nuara Brahman. So I remember one person, it is in the Brahma Sutra, in the Vedanta philosophy. Did you know what do they discuss? If you criticize an illumined soul, that means you are doing good to him. Why? Because this person, this is his last birth. He will never come to this world again. So those who serve, love, and take care of this illumined soul, they will take the share of his all virtues. And those who will criticize, persecute, and that holy person, all these sinful things he did in this life or previous life will go to these people. So we need, so that the balance should be even. Those who will criticize me, they will get this, and those who will serve me, they will get this. And I shall go free. I remember a story of Kabir. One of his critics died. So Kabir was crying. So his disciples asked, Master, why are you crying? One of my best friends died. What do you mean? He hated you, he criticized you. He did the great thing for me. Do you know why? All these years he was watching me so that my life should not go astray, so that I will be always right track. He was watching me all the time. He's helping me. And now he is gone, nobody will look after me. Anyhow, be careful. I was reading the Holy Mother's teachings. Holy Mother was telling a devotee, never make three persons angry. Never. First, a river. Second, a snake. Third, a monk. Why, Mother? He says river. Suppose you are meditating on the bank of the river or you are ashram in the river is unpredictable. The current of the river can break the shore, the bank of the river, and can take away your everything. We know in East Bengal how Padma river, one side will break, another side will come up. It depends upon the current of the river. Second, snake. If you make a snake angry, it will bite you and poison you. And monk. If you make him angry, if it is a good monk, he will not do it. He may curse you. He may curse you. VedantaSTL used to say, পূর্বকালের মুনি ঋষিরা একটা গক্ষুর সাপ ছিলেন। But in ancient times, some sages are so angry, he will curse you, like Durvasa. Don't make it. If you do not like, please go. I do not want you. Just go. Stay away from that monk. But don't make him angry. Just leave. Holy Mother said that. Next. Very interesting. This chapter is called Sukha Bhogga, happiness. Whole chapter is only on happiness. When Buddha was living in the Shaikya, he went to see his father in Kapilavastu. At that time, there was a river called Rohini. The Shaikya dynasty, Shaikyas and the Kolyo, these two tribals were fighting to get the possession of that river. They are with their arms, ready to fight. Buddha came in between that two belligerent armies. What did he say? Then in between them, what do you know what Buddha said to them? Let us live happily. Then, hating none in the midst of men who hate. Let us dwell free from hate among men who hate. Let us live happily, then, free from disease in the midst of those who are afflicted and diseased. Let us dwell free from disease among men who are afflicted with disease. Let us live happily, then, free from care in the midst of those who are careworn. Let us dwell free from care among men who are careworn. Now, just try to visualize war. Two parties facing each other, about to fight. What is the cause of this war? Fight in every country. Always remember. Either land, money, or women. Read the history. We know Greek history, Trojan War, Helen, paragon of beauty, war. We know the Mughal history. First, let me tell you about Alauddin Khilji. That Muslim king heard the beauty of Padmavati, the queen of Mewar. He encircled the country with his Muslim army, killed her husband and many people, but could not get Padmavati. She jumped into the fire and killed herself. And do you know what happened to that man? His commander-in-chief poisoned him and killed him. If you kill, you will be killed. Jesus said, those who live in the soul, they die in the soul. A destructive force. I read the last day of Hitler, how he killed himself. Shoot me. I should not be caught. I sometimes watch those scenes in the YouTube. Fine. Then we see Jahangir, son of Akbar, heard about Meher-un-Nisa. Her husband's name was Sher Afghan in Bajwan. They are from Afghanistan, very beautiful. Then the king heard that about her beauty, sent his army, killed her husband, and brought his wife to Delhi. Then she became Nur Jahan, the light of the world. These are the stories we read in the Mahabharata. I'm telling you the cause of the wars. Land, grabbing, land. Ukraine and Russia, the war. What? I want your land. How many people are dying? Putin wants Ukraine in Russia. The war is going on. And the war, do you know when does it start? It first starts in the mind, then it goes to the battlefield. It comes in the mind of the Putin, I must take Ukraine. But sends his army and all these arms, war begins. First it starts in the mind, then it goes to the battlefield. War. So, same thing we see Mahabharata war, the Kuru Panjab war. They said, I want our kingdom back, Indraprastha. We want 5 villages, 5 brothers, 5 villages. No, we shall not give you. War began. 18 million people are killed in the Mahabharata war. Ashtada Shakkohini. Cause land. So he is telling that nothing, it will not go with you. But we fight. Sri Ramakrishna told a funny story. Father died, 2 brothers are dividing their father's land. So they put the rope, string. They say, that part is yours and this part is mine. God smiles. Whole universe belongs to me. And these 2 poor, stupid boys are now dividing, this side is mine, this side is yours. Stupid. Very interesting. Ahankar, another cause of the war. Ego. I will be famous. War. Oh my goodness. Time is over. I remember one of our devotee's son was in Vietnam War. He was a high-ranking army in the... He told, sometimes we killed innocent people, taking gun, the Vietnamese. Dead. Later on, when the war is ended, he came. I have no sleep. I cannot sleep. Those scenes, how I killed those people, innocent people, with my machine gun. Boom, 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 boom. Kill. We are desperate. We could not win in Vietnam War. So we are trying to kill as much as we can. Now I have no sleep. Developed terrible mental problem. Suffering. I'm just telling the outcome of the war, how it was. War. Buddha stopped the war. No. Krishna tried to stop the war. Could not do it. Please remember that war is continuously going inside all of us. It is a war between good and bad. Good and evil. Who will win? The person who has a tremendous spiritual background, he will win. Thank you. Sarve bhavantu sukhinah, sarve santu niramayah, sarve bhadrani pasyantu ma kasyet dukkha bhag bhavet, durjano sajjano bhuyat, sajjano shantim apnuyat, shanto muccheta bundebhyo muktasyannan vimochayat. May all be happy. May all be free from disease. May all realize what is good. May none be subject to misery. May the wicked become virtuous. May the virtuous attain tranquility, and may the tranquil be free from bonds, and may the free make others free. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Peace, 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 peaceful.